Uh, Goji Center. I need to watch this. Because this could further prove my point that the next MonsterVerse movie
When it's hot outside,
can't be a
your
Pacific
car
Rim
is like
crossover.
a sauna, steaming up lingering odors. Febreze car vent clips stop hot car stench with up to 30 days of freshness. Get relief with Febreze.
Different scenarios where these giant mechs dared to wage war against these types of kaiju.
Pacific Rim Uprising was fucking terrible.
But not just any monsters. Today we will feature not just one, but three different titans. Kong, the G-Man, and MechaGodzilla.
I already knew it. Come on, Godzilla. I said this in my video where they confirmed Godzilla was in the next movie. But Godzilla vs. Kong had Pacific Rim vibes. Of course they're gonna compare. Of course we're gonna compare it to MechaGodzilla, Kong and Godzilla, because Godzilla vs. Kong had Pacific Rim vibes. When it comes to like the MechaGodzilla himself and the futuristic technology, come on.
All with different combat philosophies, weapons, and objectives that would make each scenario unique.
I'm gonna say this. Guys, doesn't matter how many Jeagers you have, it's Godzilla. And it's Kong. And come on. The fact that we're bringing MechaGodzilla into this equation, guys, Godzilla, Kong, and MechaGodzilla solos the Pacific Rimverse. Hell, all Godzilla has to do is just stomp on them, and then they're already dead. Kong, the only thing all Kong has to do is throw them and like rip their arms out. Then, come on, MechaGodzilla. The way MechaGodzilla was in Godzilla vs. Kong, if you're comparing the Pacific Rim Jeagers to this interpretation of MechaGodzilla, they're dead. Guys, I already know. In fact, everyone agrees with me. The monster Godzilla, Kong, and MechaGodzilla solos the whole Pacific Rim universe.
If this is your first time here, please remember to follow or subscribe to our channel.
Do it! Subscribe to Goji Center right motherfucking now.
To be the first to see epic kaiju fight content. Coming up, Pacific Rim Jeagers in the MonsterVerse.
Which does need to happen. Legendary, if you're watching this, please put the Pacific Rim Jeagers in the next movie. If the next movie is indeed Destroy All Monsters, please, just, and plus, if y'all seen my last video, watch my last video where I talked about aliens possibly appearing in this movie. Yeah, aliens might show up in the new Godzilla vs. Kong sequel. Aliens, which further proves my point that this movie is Destroy All Monsters. Just do it, Legendary. Just you already have the foundations. You already got the boundaries. Just come on. If we're gonna bring aliens into this movie, then you might as well put in biological titans and the Pacific Rim Jeagers. And also, I said this before in my Godzilla video where they confirmed Godzilla was gonna be in this movie, but you might as well rebuild MechaGodzilla and have MechaGodzilla be on the good side, and actually have the new MechaGodzilla, the good MechaGodzilla, in this movie be the leader of these new Jeagers, and have Monarch be in control of it this time and not Apex. So yeah.
Before we start, we want to quickly show you another way you can take control of the battle, and that's with our sponsor.
Do your thing, like Goji Center. Do your thing.
Things really are, why they were built, and how they physically compare against MonsterVerse Titans.
The reason why Jeagers were built because kaijus kept coming, and they needed a way to stop Jeagers, so they built self-defense. Does not sound familiar to y'all? Godzilla is coming to attack us, and we need to be on MechaGodzilla to stop him? Doesn't that sound familiar to y'all? we have Titans roaming around the whole Earth in the MonsterVerse and the Hollow Earth. I'm just saying, Legendary. This you both franchises are more familiar than you think. Sound similar than you think. Just do it, Legendary. Legendary. Both franchises are similar, and plus, they're both modern, and plus, you, Legendary, y'all own both franchises, so you might as well just do it. Like,
These mechanized giants are featured in Pacific Rim. In this cinematic universe, Earth is attacked from within by super intelligent alien life forms that unleash massive sea monsters via underwater portals and attack populated areas. After seeing that nuking these creatures only led to self-destruction, the United Nations greenlighted an initiative to build massive human-shaped mechs, which would leverage human mobility, dexterity, and intelligence, and amplify these abilities on a larger scale, enough to fight monsters in hand-to-hand combat. By fighting them in this manner, humanity would no longer have to use nukes and destroy their own cities. Building these could come at a
which sadly, but at the same time in the MonsterVerse, they had to fucking shove in them. They had to use the oxygen destroyer. The fucking oxygen destroyer.
Massive cost, however. For example, just one of these could cost up to $100 billion, and some are rumored to cost a lot more.
Damn.
How big are these compared to MonsterVerse Kaiju? These Jeagers varied in size from 230 to up to 280 feet in height. In terms of weight, these were a lot lighter than anticipated. Now, admittedly, the official weights for these Jeagers are all over the place, some ranging from 2,000 tons to up to 7,000 tons. For the purposes of making these as realistic as possible in this video, we will align with the higher-end figures provided. By comparing the physical proportions of an average Jaeger to our MonsterVerse opponents, we have a massive gap in terms of weight and height, meaning that it would be illogical for a single Jaeger to successfully defeat.
Like, you see how big, look how small they are compared to Kong. Like, just Kong alone is bigger than them, bigger than the Jeagers. And then he showed how big Godzilla was compared to the Jeagers. And now look how big MechaGodzilla is compared to the Jeagers. Just their sizes already tells you who's gonna win.
Any of these three titans with ease. All three of these titans, especially MechaGodzilla, would have a massive height advantage over any of these Jaegers. Not to mention that a single swipe of these extremely heavy kaiju would pack enough force to destroy a Jaeger with a single hit. Especially since all of the
Kong has a battle axe. Some people can say the Jeagers have weapons. Kong has a battle axe. MechaGodzilla is literally MechaGodzilla is literally a human mech. Like, it's literally a walking machine.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Oops.
You go.
No, there you go.
Oh. At you. Not a 1v1 match, but a squad of these to carry on an assault against our MonsterVerse contestant.
Exactly. You have to have a whole group of Jeagers in order to at least stand a chance against, not necessarily defeat them, because of course Kong is gonna kick their asses. Godzilla is gonna kick their asses. MechaGodzilla for sure is gonna kick their asses. Come on, it's the MonsterVerse. It's Godzilla. Of course they're gonna win. We all know by now. But you need like a whole squad of Jeagers. When it comes to monsters like Godzilla, you need a whole squad of Jeagers. Cause come on, if you watch the MonsterVerse, since we're comparing this to the MonsterVerse, look how powerful he was in Godzilla vs. Kong. Hell, a bit overpowered if I'm being real. Godzilla was a bit overpowered in Godzilla vs. Kong. Kong, even though he was nerfed, he still was powerful as fuck with his battle axe. MechaGodzilla was a fucking beast. Come on, you need a whole squad of Jeagers. in order to stand a chance against the Monsterverse big titans.
Now that we have a clearer picture of how these Jaegers could perform, let us now start analyzing our first battle scenario. Number 1, Jaegers versus Kong. We will begin with a kaiju whose best strengths include high problem-solving skills, high dexterity, mobility, and weapon-wielding capabilities. Defeating a titan such as this will require immense upper body strength and definitely handheld weapons that can counter its own. Fortunately for the Jaeger program, it has a plethora of mechs with different types of handheld weapons that could possibly aid in inflicting damage to Kong. By housing humans inside a mech, this will allow these pilots to literally know what it would feel like to fight Kong just as if they were fighting another human. Except Kong is far superior. Compared to an average Jaeger build, Kong is much more robust, wider, and not only that, he is proven to be one of the most intelligent titans in the Monsterverse.
If not the most intelligent titan in the Monsterverse.
In terms of combat ability, almost as intelligent as a human. Knowing this, we can rule out the possibility of a single Jaeger defeating Kong. We will need a lot more.
Exactly.
For this specific fight, we think the most important factors to consider is 1, dexterity, 2, mobility, and 3, intelligence. In terms of dexterity, both humans and Kong will be able to wield handheld weapons.
I've noticed that whenever, like, I've noticed the similarities. They both have to have weapons.
Kong just happens to be a master at this sort of thing. Once that...
Remember that? The propeller from Kong Skull Island?
Intelligence. In terms of dexterity, both humans and
Hold
Kong
on.
will be able to wield handheld weapons. Kong just happens to be a master at this sort of thing.
Remember that from Kong Skull Island? Destroy All Monsters, the next Godzilla movie, like the next movie that comes out in 2024. I said this before, but I want Kong to have like armor around him. Like I want Kong to have armor around him. I don't want him to just have his axe. I want him to be like a battle experience Kong. Like I want him to be like full of I want him to have a lot of weapons around him. I want the chains to be like around him, like wrapped around him. I want his axe and his power and his lightning power. So that way we have a battle experienced Kong, a Kong that's ready to fight.
Once vastly outnumbered, an intelligent titan like Kong would quickly look for anything that would give him the edge before he engages in close combat. Anything, such as his axe, for instance, would immediately give Kong the edge in hand.
Come on, just his axe alone will destroy the Jeagers.
Held weapons, as there is absolutely...
Literally, the axe is literally it's literally like the size of the Jeagers. Come on. The axe is literally the size of the Jeagers. That tells you something.
Absolutely no weapon possessed by any Jaeger that could successfully counter this axe. This weapon alone is estimated to be approximately 207 feet in length, more than 2/3 the length of the largest Jaegers. Imagine someone hurling an extremely heavy axe at you. The results would be catastrophic. This weapon, with these swing speeds, would be able to send a single Jaeger flying or potentially cut it in half. Dispatching Jaegers in this form would only mean that Kong would quickly be able to render down a squadron of Jaegers to half their number. In order to defeat...
Like, you know how when Godzilla and Kong were teaming up, like, MechaGodzilla was about to, like, use the tail drill on Godzilla, then Kong comes in? Y'all see when Kong was, like, swinging the axe at MechaGodzilla? And all it did was make MechaGodzilla fall to the ground. And still get back up. MechaGodzilla still get back up. If Kong was doing that to the Jeagers, automatically it'll destroy them.
Kong, the remaining Jaegers would have to resort to their numbers and strategy.
Monster spill? Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. Core Power Elite has 42 grams of high-quality protein to help you recover and build lean muscle.
One thing that Kong has a serious advantage over the Jaegers in is mobility. Now, it's important to note that not all of these are created equal. Some Jaegers, such as the Mark VI seen in Pacific Rim Uprising, were a lot more agile than its predecessors. But compared to Kong, these pale in comparison. Jaegers do not have a leap ability like Kong does, meaning that in terms of movement, Kong would easily be able to pick these off one by flanking them.
Like literally, all he has to do is jump and swing his axe, and they're dead. Like Kong will be a threat compared to the Jeagers. Like, come on.
And taking them out on their weaker sides. The only way to defeat this creature would be by teamwork, and a clever use of some of their better weapons, such as the arc whip capable of lassoing Kong's appendages.
I like that.
Disabling a limb
I really
for
did like
some
that.
time. Or furthermore, the use of a gravity sling, a weapon capable of hurling
I really
objects
did.
at
I did
Kong,
love the
leveraging
weapons
centrifugal force.
that the
A
Jeagers
constant
had.
barrage of objects hurled at a distance would potentially weaken this Titan. But then again, Kong's ability to throw back these objects would
Like,
cancel
look,
this out,
look
leaving
what the
Jaegers
MechaGodzilla
with
is doing
little
to
no chance
the
of
Jeagers.
defeating this Titan.
Like Kong could just do that. Like if they tried that on Kong, Kong could just do what the MechaGodzilla did.
A giant ape with supernatural leaping abilities, immense strength, dexterity, and intelligence grants the Monsterverse its first win. Though
Kong
realistically,
won.
if any kaiju were to side with humans, it would have been Kong. So, in a real-life situation...
For real, Kong is a good guy. I don't know why. I'm just saying, if the Jeagers ever fought Kong, Kong will win. But of course, the Jeagers were on Kong's side. Are gonna be on Kong's side if the Jeagers appeared, which they should, appear in this next movie. Also, yeah, which by the way, that just made me think of something. You know how some of my videos I said the only way I see Godzilla and Kong fighting again is that if Godzilla is like mind controlled? We have aliens appear in this movie. How about have the aliens mind control Godzilla and then Kong has to come snap him out of it? It's gonna take way more than just Kong, because come on, we all know who will win in a fight. The movie is out by now. We all know who will win a fight between Godzilla and Kong. Of course, Godzilla will win, but Kong will have armor around him, will have weapons around him, and then on top of that, he has the Jeagers by his side. That's maybe enough to stand a chance, and Kong knows, and the humans, Kong and the humans know that Godzilla is not a bad guy, so they're not gonna kill Godzilla. They're gonna like snap him out of it and calm him down. That's how I see Godzilla and Kong fighting again. Have the Jeagers be on Kong's side and have them like try to stop Godzilla before it's too late. So yeah. And then for like the rest of the movie, have Godzilla and Kong team up with the Jeagers and the other monsters to take down the aliens, and probably Mecha King Ghidorah. Depends on whoever the monster villain is in this next Godzilla movie.
We would most likely never see this happen. Up next, humanity will face a Titan who will voluntarily attack humanity if provoked.
The G-Man, of course.
Number 2, Jaegers versus the G-Man.
This is something many people wanted to see for a long time. Ever since Godzilla 2014 came out, many people, I mean a whole bunch of people, before Kong Skull Island came out, many people wanted to see this happen. This is your chance, Legendary. Just do it. You have 2 more years. You guys just started filming. Hell, that's probably what they're actually gonna do. Because when Godzilla vs. Kong came out, I heard a lot of people say that, I heard a lot of people compare it to Godzilla vs. Kong. Maybe Adam Wingard saw it and then he thought, maybe it's our chance. Legendary, it's our chance. After all, both franchises are owned by Legendary. And the Monsterverse is Legendary's... Here's a fun fact. The Monsterverse is Legendary's most successful franchise of all time. It's your chance, Legendary. You could help the Pacific Rim franchise. It's your chance.
After a crushing defeat against Kong, the Jaegers now have to switch their attention to a Titan that, if provoked, could unleash calamity and destruction to all humanity. Godzilla. Now,
Godzilla.
fight with a massive 390-foot tall kaiju with atomic weapons.
If the Jeagers lose against Kong, of course they're gonna fucking lose. It's Godzilla. We all saw who won against Godzilla. in Godzilla versus Kong. We all know who won. Godzilla won the fight.
Weapons will be no easy task, especially since this kaiju is a whopping 99,000 tons, more than 13 times the weight of a single Jaeger, assuming Jaegers were actually that heavy. To put this into weight perspective, this would be the same as a 160-pound person fighting against.
That's gonna be me if I beat up if someone I know this has nothing to do with this video, but I'm just pointing it out there. If y'all are ever getting bullied in school and you get into a fight and you win against the bully, that's what I'm gonna do. Punch him in his jaw sack until he learns. You ain't gonna mess with me, my nigga. Alright. I don't want
Approximately 13 overweight.
You ain't gonna mess with me.
house cats. Except you're armed with atomic ray weaponry, and they aren't. If you were a Jaeger pilot, you would now have the honor of being able to combat Godzilla in hand-to-hand combat at a larger scale. But you're not alone. Now, how would the Jaegers fare against?
Come on, it's Godzilla. Of course, you're gonna need a whole squad of Jeagers in order to stand a chance against Godzilla and MechaGodzilla in this specific comparison.
Such odds?
Charmin Ultrasoft is twice as absorbent, so you can use less.
Fuck this commercial, I swear. They're always showing lame ass ads when it comes to videos like this.
Begin, let's bring out some of the most.
The only monster I see the Jeagers fighting when it comes to Godzilla, Kong, and MechaGodzilla in the next movie is Godzilla. Cause like I said, aliens are probably gonna be in this movie and they're gonna like mind control Godzilla, and we're gonna need Kong. We're gonna need Kong and the Jeagers to like snap him out of it. And also, MechaGodzilla, I did say it in another video as well, that if you're gonna rebuild MechaGodzilla, have him be on the good side this time. Because it'll be kind of repetitive to have, it'll be kind of repetitive to have MechaGodzilla be a bad guy again. Because, yeah, it just wouldn't make sense. Have MechaGodzilla be the. I said this as well. Have MechaGodzilla be the leader of the new Jeagers, like the new Jeagers squad. It depends on how many Jeagers are in this new movie. Have MechaGodzilla be like the leader of the new squad. So yeah.
Important factors to consider: ranged weaponry, overall strength, and corporal builds. In the past, we have seen the G-Man go up against different enemies. In 1v1 confrontations, Godzilla proves to be a champion in single-hand combat.
Exactly.
But against many foes, Godzilla will struggle a bit more. This time, the G-Man will now face an entire squadron of Jaegers. So the best thing we can do to simulate the outcome is to think like Godzilla. We know this guy has a solid strategic acumen and will try to exploit any advantage he can before engaging in hand-to-hand combat. As Godzilla sees these approaching, he will most likely be met with a barrage of explosive weaponry. In response, Godzilla will deploy atomic breath and will attempt to wipe out as much of the opposing squadron.
I already knew it. If all Godzilla has to do is shoot his atomic breath and they're down.
As possible, since he's severely outnumbered. Can Godzilla destroy Jaegers at range? Yes.
Yeah.
This atomic
Obviously, he will.
blast is so powerful that against much lighter opponents, these would literally be sent flying or simply obliterated due to the blast. Once seeing that long-range combat is detrimental, the Jaegers would have to close in and fight Godzilla as one. Which brings us to our next attributes: strength and builds. A 99,000 ton.
The way Godzilla ran, if he's running towards you, if you're a Jeager and you're fighting Godzilla, and if Godzilla, the way he ran in the Monsterverse, if Godzilla runs towards you and you're in a Jeager, unless you're MechaGodzilla, because MechaGodzilla ran towards Godzilla as well in Godzilla vs. Kong. If you're a Jeager, and you see this guy running towards you, this specific Titan right here, running towards you with his big ass iconic roar, you're fucking done.
Kaiju equipped with extremely strong upper and lower body strength.
Look how he
would be
stopped.
able to
Look how he
easily
stopped
dismantle the
King
smaller
Ghidorah right
Jaegers
there.
with ease, using its jaws and sharp-tipped claws. But a more devastating weapon against these Jaegers would be its tail. This particular Titan would be more difficult to attack from the rear thanks to this weapon. We have seen this tail in action, sending Kong flying and even executing another Titan. A much lighter Jaeger hit by the tip of this tail, for instance, would instantly be sliced down the middle. Getting hit in the thicker section would make this Jaeger fair game to get smashed to pieces, or worse, suffer a solid impact by the smaller dorsal plates. But will any of these weapons cause serious harm to Godzilla? Harm, yes, but serious, not likely. Godzilla's skin is...
Yeah, Godzilla got stabbed by the axe, and he just drew the axe like it was nothing. Like it did not just stab him in the freaking leg. Come on.
Capable of withstanding very high temperatures. Its thick hide helps mitigate deep flesh wounds, and a body so dense that it would be proportionally difficult to penetrate, given that these weapons are very light compared to the G-Man's dense body. Almost like trying to cut through lead with a knife.
Exactly.
Although possible, it would...
Exactly. I've seen many people say, "Oh, they could just cut Godzilla with their armors." Godzilla has thick skin. Like you saw how Kong like hit Godzilla in the leg with his axe, and Godzilla just threw the axe like it was nothing.
Take an immense force behind the strike to cut deep. Another challenge is that most of these blades used by these Jaegers are superheated, meaning that if they do cut, these would most likely cauterize the wound, stopping any bleeding. As we can see, bringing down Godzilla at any proximity would be a difficult task, even for an entire squad.
Like basically, if you're fighting Godzilla, it's basically it's you know how the Mega Kaiju from Pacific Rim Uprising. It's basically if the Jeagers ever get into a fight with Godzilla, it's basically the Jeagers versus Mega Kaiju situation all over again. Them losing the fight with the Mega Kaiju. It's basically gonna be that, except replace the Mega Kaiju with Godzilla. It's literally the same fight. Like if you want the Jeagers to fight Godzilla, just watch the Mega Kaiju versus Jeagers fight in Pacific Rim Uprising. That's basically what you're gonna get. Godzilla beating the shit out of, tearing them up.
100 of Jaegers. Almost impossible without taking heavy losses. Although fighting against Godzilla could be necessary on some occasions, Godzilla doesn't voluntarily attack unless provoked. The final monster on this list will attack without provocation.
New?
Wait, who's the winner? Who's the winner of the fight? Goji said, "Who's the winner?" I mean, of course, Godzilla's the winner. What am I saying?
Low porosity leave-in conditioner. Infuses curls with moisture without weighing them down.
Number 3, Jaegers versus MechaGodzilla. We left
MechaGodzilla.
this one till the end because this confrontation is interesting in different aspects. In many ways, both Jaegers and MechaGodzilla are very similar, both being controlled by a pilot.
By humans. I said this as well in the video where Godzilla was confirmed to be in this movie. MechaGodzilla at times gave me Pacific Rim vibes because it was a modern MechaGodzilla brought back to modern cinema in a modern Godzilla movie. And on top of that, it was an American modern Godzilla movie. Of course, I was going to get Pacific Rim vibes if we ever had MechaGodzilla appear in a modern American Godzilla movie. I was gonna get Pacific Rim vibes either way. The moment I heard MechaGodzilla was gonna be in Godzilla versus Kong.
Or pilots via neural handshake, or in MechaGodzilla's case, psionic link. MechaGodzilla's pilot would basically have to enter a transitory state in which his brain would intermingle with MechaGodzilla's AI, or more specifically, Ghidorah's consciousness. Both being very trippy processes, but not as trippy as kinda sharing a consciousness with a homicidal, three-headed, bloodthirsty killer. In this scenario, we will have to take into account the mechanical and technological aspect of this battle, or war against MechaGodzilla. The factors to watch out for are ranged weaponry, melee weapons, and psionic infrastructure. We are potentially entering the most brutal of these fights, given that MechaGodzilla is pure evil and is equipped with precisely the type of weaponry to exercise its brutality. Go check out this video to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, the way MechaGodzilla brutally killed that Skullcrawler, oh my god. Even though the fight itself was shit, I don't think it was meant to be a fight. I think it was meant to show how powerful MechaGodzilla was, but I still would have liked a fight between MechaGodzilla and the Skullcrawler. I remember when the movie, like when Godzilla vs. Kong was first out, I remember bitching and complaining. I don't do it anymore because I've already gotten over it, but I remember when the movie was like first, like when the movie came out, I was like, how are you gonna have the biggest Skullcrawler in the fucking universe and have it be killed off in 10 seconds? Like, you brought out the Skullcrawler. Why not use it? Why not have it be a fight? I'm not doing that no more since the movie is like out for like a year and a half. Yeah, what am I saying? A year and a half now, and we're getting news on the sequel, so I've already gotten over it.
But first, let's draw up this scenario. A squadron of Jeagers advances to face off a massive 400-foot-tall MechaGodzilla.
MechaGodzilla was huge as fuck in this movie, but for real though, come on, not even a squad of Jeagers could take down MechaGodzilla. Come on, like I said, you needed like a squad of Jeagers for Godzilla and Kong, but get this, they can still beat their asses. So what makes everyone think that they're gonna win against fucking MechaGodzilla, especially this interpretation of MechaGodzilla?
This Titan almost doubles the height of the smaller members of this squadron, equipped with buzzsaw hands, industrial grinder jaws.
Like all MechaGodzilla has to do is like grab the face of, like use his big ass claws to grab the face of the Jeagers, and they're automatically down.
Spinning titanium blade tail, and a lethal proton stream. This battle will be nothing short of devastating. If you didn't know, MechaGodzilla's AI is built to resemble the G-Man's own thought processes, meaning that this standoff would probably resemble the one against Godzilla, with the mech figuring out that it would be better off by killing a good chunk of this squadron at a distance. This gets all the more interesting once this guy gets up and personal with the Jeagers. In terms of physical strength, we see that MechaGodzilla was up to par, if not stronger than a worn-out Godzilla and Kong.
Like, come on, the Godzilla vs. Kong team up, even though it was short as fuck, showed MechaGodzilla's strength. If Godzilla and Kong teaming up could barely even stand a chance against MechaGodzilla, to the point where they had to use their weapons, the atomic breath and the axe. Come on, obviously MechaGodzilla's gonna win against the Jeagers, especially if they're smaller than Godzilla and Kong.
At the end of GVK, its supercharged punch was enough to send Godzilla through skylines, and its tail impact enough to smack Kong to the ground. Jeagers? Easy, except that an evil pair of pilots would humiliate these Jeagers. This animal's strong forelimbs would literally dismember the Jeagers one by one, resisting any missile barrages or impacts inflicted by less dense weapons. But the most devastating...
Look at MechaGodzilla's feet. Like I said, the design of MechaGodzilla and Godzilla vs. Kong, I did say I liked it, but it was kind of I'm not gonna lie to you. The MechaGodzilla design in Godzilla vs. Kong could have been fucking better than this.
The weapon of all is its scythed tail.
The tail, for sure. I love that. Like the tail. They should have, like, redesigned. If you're gonna redesign MechaGodzilla, like imagine if they do a MechaGodzilla redesign of this movie, and then you like change the MechaGodzilla design, because I heard a lot of people did not like the design of MechaGodzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong. I would have at least kept the tail drilling thing. Make it more like the Ready Player One design, but I would have at least kept the tail.
One pierce of these tips is enough to put any of these smaller Jaegers out of commission in seconds. But how would humanity defeat MechaGodzilla? Although it has become clear that beating this mech with Jaegers is almost impossible, we must remember that MechaGodzilla was also human-built, and that there are also other forces at play here. No, not like this, though. Up in the heights of outer space, there is supposedly a satellite which transmits psionic signals or commands back down to the mech. This network allows the pilot and Ghidorah to control the mech remotely without them having to be housed inside the mech itself, meaning that a well-targeted missile strike to any of these two locations would cause necessary disruptions for this thing to lose contact, lag, or even shut the whole thing down. Jaegers fortunately don't require a satellite uplink to relay commands, which is their most important edge against this particular mech. But shutting down MechaGodzilla is not guaranteed. On the contrary, if this network's architecture was built in such a way that it allowed it to go rogue instead of shutting down, humanity would have instigated an even bigger problem by having to deal with Ghidorah's consciousness as the one and only pilot of this killing machine. Do you think humanity can stand a chance against any of these kaiju? How do you think Jaegers would fare against some non-alpha titans in the Monsterverse? Hit that subscribe button and follow us for more content.
Imagine the Jaegers fight Rodan. Come on, it's Rodan. The way Rodan was in King of the Monsters, he was powerful as fuck despite the fact that he was kind of underutilized in King of the Monsters. Rodan was still good.
On your favorite monsters, kaiju, and more.
Like, if the Jaegers ever fight Kong, Godzilla, or hold on. The Jaegers, I'm calling it. The Jaegers would not fight Kong. Come on, Kong is gonna automatically see that they're not a threat. They're automatically gonna know Kong. They're gonna know that Kong's not a threat. But Godzilla and MechaGodzilla, it's if you have the Jaegers fight Godzilla or MechaGodzilla, it's gonna be the Mega Kaiju situation all over again, except that this time it's gonna be even harder because it's Godzilla and MechaGodzilla. So there you go.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
So there you go. That was the fight. I was just like standing here. I wasn't saying nothing. Yeah, that was the fight between the Jaegers and Godzilla, Kong, and MechaGodzilla. Come on, of course Godzilla, Kong, and MechaGodzilla were gonna win. Come on. If you've seen Godzilla vs. Kong, you know how powerful these motherfuckers were. So of course they were gonna win. So there you go. Godzilla, Kong, and MechaGodzilla were, of course, the winners of this fight. I really want this crossover to happen. I really do wish it does happen. I'm praying to God that this Pacific Rim Jaegers are going to be in this next movie. Like all the ideas I stated in my video where they confirmed Godzilla was going to be in this movie, and it was not just a solo Kong film. You could do so many things. Like the Pacific Rim Kaijus. Come on. Aliens. Come on, y'all see my last video. Aliens themselves appearing in this new movie could automatically be the final straw. Could be the final straw to be like, okay, hell no. We're gonna have aliens appear in this movie. We might as well build our own mix to defend ourselves. Against these aliens. So yeah. King Ghidorah was already enough to have you build a Jaeger. If that wasn't enough, if fucking King Ghidorah wasn't enough, MechaGodzilla for sure would have made you think, yeah, I think it's time. If that wasn't enough, aliens appearing in this new movie should be enough. That was 3 strikes. And the final straw. King Ghidorah, MechaGodzilla, and aliens in this new movie. 3 strikes. That was already the final straw. King Ghidorah was already the final straw. If that was enough, MechaGodzilla and aliens in this new movie is enough to be like, you know what? Yeah, that was the final straw. We gotta make our own like mix. Rebuild Mega. I pointed out the middle finger. I'm sorry. Like, rebuild MechaGodzilla. Have it be on the good side this time. And actually build Jeagers and have MechaGodzilla be the good MechaGodzilla be like the leader of these new Jeagers. So there you go. So there you go. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I gotta say right now. So there's just so much you need to do with this movie. There's just so much you can do with this movie, guys. 41 minutes for a 16-minute video. That's how much. Anyway, that's all I gotta say right now. So I'm out.